Hi everyone, it's so nice, so nice to be back with all of you. I'm sorry for my absence, but I started studying full time. Excuse. A lot of things have been going on, but I'm just really excited to be back with you guys and sharing my latest skin routine, which I think I'm gonna call less is more skincare, because what I've learned is the more gentle I am, the less that I do, the happier my skin is. Now, I just want to say before I start, there was probably a 3-month phase between when I was on DMK to changing over to what I'm using now. And it definitely took a while for my skin to adapt to less actives and a lot less ingredients and just less on it in general. I also moved somewhere that's really humid, so I had to adapt to that as well. Anyway, let's get into it. I want to do a morning routine first because my morning and night routines are different. And my morning routine, I don't cleanse. Yeah. A lot of people are gonna be like, what do you mean you don't cleanse? A lot of dermatologists are gonna be watching this and beauty gurus being like, this girl doesn't know what she's talking about, she doesn't cleanse, that's crazy. When you have an impaired barrier like me, if you've kind of got on top of your acne, but you've got a couple Christmas breakouts like me, I personally don't believe you need to be stripping your skin of its oils every single day. Now, not to say that all cleansers strip your oils, because the cleanser that I use definitely does not. I'll mention that later in this video. But personally for me, when I wake up, my skin just wants to be revitalized, it wants to be freshened up, and it wants to be protected throughout the day. Now, when I go to sleep, I make sure it is scrubbed clean and super plump, and that's when I would use actives if I do use them before bed. Because for me, someone that has very hypersensitive skin, I don't want to be using actives in the morning before I go out in the sun, because the sun makes your skin more sensitive, the actives make your skin more sensitized. So to me, I just want to keep it real simple in the morning. So I wake up, I put on this little guy. This is my little, I just grabbed my little box of goodies I have on my beauty counter. This is the guy I use first thing in the morning. It's called Oleo Gel. It's by Visuals. Now, I did try doing this video actually in front of the sink, but it was the biggest fail of my life. So this little guy, what it is, it's basically all just your beautiful omegas. So it almost looks like an oily gel, if you can see that. It's like a really thick serum. It's got little tiny beads in it. But I rub that into my skin, and the more you rub it, the less oily it gets. So you can see it's completely soaked into my skin now. It is specifically for taking care of skin that is irritated and reddened. So if you're prone to getting sunburnt, if you have rosacea, if your skin's quite dry and quite hypersensitive, this would be really amazing for you. The reason that I use this is because my skin doesn't break out as much anymore, so it doesn't need the crazy actives like DMK that I was on, but it needs nourishment without the heaviness. My skin is still repairing its barrier, so it needs those beautiful omega-3s to be put back into it, and this guy does exactly that. The second thing that I use is this guy. It's Avene, their skin recovery cream. Avene, everyone calls it something different, but fun little story about Avene. My grandmother, you know, when they have their beauty table that they sit at, my grandmother used to have a big puff that she'd powder her face, and then she'd have the Avene spritz, and that's what got me obsessed with it all that time ago. Anyway, off on a tangent. This is the moisturizer. The reason that I love this, if you look at it, I put way too much on. It's almost like a jelly, and you can see it almost like water. It's so hydrating, and it's weird. It's thick, but it goes on thin. It doesn't go on like a cream that has that glugginess. It just soaks in straight away, you can see, and my skin is just super hydrated. So that's their recovery cream. This one is like 100% paraben free, all those nasties free. But what I really love about it is the skin recovery cream, again, is really useful for people that have that more just hypersensitive, reactive skin types. So you might not have acne, but your skin might just be really sensitive, really just reactive. So if you're prone to getting sunburnt, all of those things. The next thing I do in the morning is I put on a little bit of this little guy, Base Foundation Plus by Visuals. So they mix you up your own color, which is pretty cool. So I put like a tiny bit on here, and as you can see, it looks like a foundation, but it's actually just their cream plus tint. So it's got like no nasties in it and nothing could possibly irritate your face. Right now, I've got a little bit of Ere Perez. Why do I pick all these brands with these hard French names? Anyway, but this is what I use every single day. And as you can see, it's actually got quite buildable coverage, but if you rub it in, it's got that beautiful shimmery coverage and just soaks in straight away. So I really love it. It kind of just evens out your complexion. And then I'm ready to go for the day. I'm done. That's my morning routine, over and out. It's really important to not overstimulate your skin in the morning. You're gonna wake up, you might go into a really humid day, a really windy day, you might get sunburnt, you might get dehydrated, you might not drink enough water. Like whatever it is, your skin needs to be as calm as possible first thing in the morning, because it's got a day ahead that's probably in our environment gonna have some sort of irritant in it. Now, nighttime, I want my face to be clean and I want it to be plump. So what I use, Dermavisual's Derma Milk, which is cleansing milk. I think it's like skin identical, which is really cool. But if you look at here, it looks like a cream and you rub it in. It's so crazy hydrating, but it takes off all your makeup. What I use to take off my eye makeup, because I find, you know, sometimes you have to scrub your eyes. I just find scrubbing my eyes with cleanser, they're way too sensitive for that. I use the jojoba company, organic jojoba oil. This is what I use to take off my eye makeup. So I use the cleanser to take off my skin makeup, and then jojoba, this beautiful jojoba. Look how beautiful it is, so yummy and hydrating. But jojoba is actually the most skin identical oil and the least congesting. So that's also why I like to use it over other oils. And also when you just get a plain oil to take off your skincare, you don't have to worry about having weird fragrances and essential oils and all those things. You just want something really gentle. So I'm gonna use the jojoba on my eyes, I'm gonna use the cleanser to get it all off on my face. I'm gonna wash it with water, and then I'm gonna do one more cleanse of this Dermavisual's Milk Cleanser, just to really make sure that my face is 100% clean and 100% fresh. Then I like to go back in with, so I use a little bit of this Derma cream, but it's quite active. So I literally just use little bits on my breakout areas, and I follow through with the Avene cream, which is just a bit more like plumping and hydrating without being too active. So I do that, and then I use this little guy. So this one is for redness. Let's use another hand that's not covered in product. But you can see how it's almost like a serum. So anything on my face that's irritated from the day, I'll put this on. It's just almost like putting that barrier back onto your skin, especially me when I'm wearing different makeup all day, every day. So I'll like dab it under my eyes, do a little bit in my nose crevices because they get really dry, and then I'm done. Literally, just continue on about my day. If I do find, well, I'm going to sleep, but if I do find that my skin is a little bit extra dry, I will go back in with the Oleo Gel just to put those omega-3s back in before I go to sleep. And then on days that I'm feeling, because I don't use any like exfoliants, nothing too harsh on my skin, so it can get a buildup of just a bit of dead skin and things like that. What I will do is, I got 2 tips if you're like me and physical exfoliants and chemicals don't agree with your skin. I'll use either one active, which is this guy, but very rarely, because this is also feels like it's too much for my skin. But I don't really, I get facials very like sporadically, like not often. I'll go and get an LED. Now I find that LED, if you guys that don't know, it's LED light therapy. When you sit under like an LED light that you go to at a beauty store or like a beautician, the light basically is antibacterial. It kills bacteria, it's super healing, it's really amazing for your complexion, for evening out redness, all that thing. It really strengthens the barrier of the skin without physically putting on chemicals onto your face or harsh beaded exfoliants and things like that. So that's what I've done. I figured out works for my skin, and I'll do an LED probably like once every 2 to 3 weeks. They're anywhere between like $30 and $60 a visit, I think. And that's my exfoliant. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with the routine, but for me, it really, really helps because like I said, my skin doesn't like any chemicals, any physical exfoliants really at all. So that's my skincare routine, morning and night, just to refresh. In the morning, I don't cleanse. I go in with my omega-3s to support that skin barrier. Then I go in with my skin recovery cream, which is a really nice moisturizer, the one that I showed you that kind of feels like water. It's really beautiful, like a gel. I go in with my base foundation, which is just moisturizer with tint, and I find it just gives you that even complexion to go about your day. And also kind of like it keeps all of what you've just put on in. It kind of just like seals it all in, all that moisture and goodness. And then at nighttime, I will use this little guy, cleanse all over my face, use this guy to cleanse my eyes, and then I'll do one more cleanse with this guy. I like to do a double cleanse at night to make sure I'm nice and fresh and clean. And then I will go in with my mixture of moisturizers, just depending on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling like my skin's a little breakouty, I'll use this one. And if I just feel like I need to calm it down, I'll use this one. If I've got any spots that are really red, I'll use this little guy. I'll put all the products, by the way, below. It's actually really simple. It sounds like a lot, but a lot I'm using twice. And I'll go back in with Oleo Gel if I feel like I need a little bit more hydration. So that's literally it. I have found with my skin that less is definitely more. I feel like for so long, because my skin was so reactive and so painful, and I've done so much work internally, I really want to reiterate that. I have done so much work internally. So I just don't want girls that have skin like I had and think that these products magically fixed my face. Did they help? For sure. Does it really save my skin from being really irritated and a bit sore sometimes, especially when I'm shooting, have all different makeups? 100%. But I would say skincare is like 25%. If you nail that, awesome. And the rest is really what you're putting inside yourself, what you're telling yourself, the way you speak to yourself, the environment that you're in, the pressure, the stress that you're under, all of those things. So please watch the rest of my videos on everything I have done to heal my body from the inside out. And just remember to look after yourself. It's 2021. I'm feeling really optimistic and really positive about it. And I hope you guys are too. It's going to be a great year. 2020 was interesting. We all know that, but I believe in us, and I believe in the power of togetherness. I'm here for you. If you have any questions, you just write them in the comments below and I will get back to you 100%. And I'll promise to be more regular on my YouTube channel. But I hope you guys love that. I'm gonna put all the products in the bio so that you can have a look at them. Avene you can just get at multiple chemists, so I can list them for the ones in Australia. And Derma Visuals, I think you have to get from a skincare brand. Other brands I would like to mention that I also do use occasionally, because I have just been trying all different skincare products. I do actually really like Sukin. They've got some amazing natural products. I really love their oils and a couple of their creams. I still use the hell out of Frank. Hey Frankie. For all over my body, I really also love the jojoba, and I mix it with a little bit of lavender, and that keeps my body really hydrated. So yeah, hope you love this video. Hope to see you guys really soon. If you buy any of the products, let me know how they are, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and ask me any questions, because like I said, I'm here for you. 2021 is the year for togetherness. So love you guys, appreciate you guys, and I hope you're feeling positive about your skin journey, because if I can do it, you definitely can too.